It's funny what you can find buried back in your family tree. There's actually a plaque up on the riverfront from a guy I'm descended from, a guy by the name of Jean-Baptiste Baudreau II. His father was an early settler of the colony in Louisiana over on what we now know as the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Baudreau was born in Dauphin Island, in modern-day Mobile. His mother was a member of a local Indian tribe. His father, of course, was from France. Baudreau was a pretty well-liked guy in Louisiana. He had a house here in New Orleans for a good time. But amongst the many things that were commonplace in that time period, officially you couldn't trade with any colony other than a French colony or with France itself if you were yourself a French colony. Now, of course, there's this colony just to east of us that was Spanish, where a town called Pensacola exists, and sometimes the Spanish got stuff we needed, and we had stuff the Spanish needed. So there was always a little bit of quiet trade back and forth across the Escambia River. Thing is, we got a new governor in the 1740s, a guy by the name of Curleric, whose nickname was Chef Menteur, or Chief Liar. And he decided to crack down on the smuggling that was happening, and Baudreau got caught up in the mess. He was arrested. He was imprisoned out on Cat Island. Now, history is not kind to the reputation of Governor Curleric. Apparently, he was so unpopular, and the man he put in charge of the prison out on Cat Island was so unpopular that the troops on Cat Island that were acting as guards actually mutinied. Needing to get out of the place quickly, they forced Baudreau at gunpoint to escort them and guide them all the way out to the then English colony of Georgia. When they got there and they made it there safely, they then wrote a letter to the governor absolving Baudreau of any involvement in the mutiny. That still wasn't good enough for Curleric. When Baudreau showed back up here saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't have anything to do with it," he still was then dragged out into the middle of the Place d'Armes here, broken on the wheel, and then his corpse was drawn, quartered, and thrown in the river. So yeah, that's what's hanging out in my family tree.